Welcome back, guys. We're back. We're live on Word of Mouth podcast. We're here with the famous, the illustrious, the coffee. What's that famous movie? The coffee Godfather in Birmingham. Jimmy. Come on. We're here live. You might be wondering, where the heck are you guys? We're at June Coffee on, what's the name of the street right here? 21st? No, 3rd and
25th Street.
25th.
Yeah,
we're on the corner of 3rd and 25th in downtown Birmingham.
Here we are.
Beautiful cafe that Jimmy has made. It was years and years and years in the making, and we're going to get to talk a little bit about it today. Are you excited or what, Jimmy?
I think so.
Hope so.
I think so.
Okay, Jimmy, to the best of your knowledge, I was thinking about this earlier, and I couldn't really remember. To the best of your knowledge, when was the first time I met you?
Did I meet you with Bridge, Freedy, over at Caveat?
Yes. I would say that's probably the first time that, we talked.
Yeah.
Because you worked at Octane, question mark?
Yeah, I worked at Octane for 3 years total.
That was probably the first time I saw you. The first time I met you probably wasn't. It was probably post Rich. But I also met Rich super early on.
Were you mesmerized by what you saw me for the first time? Like, wow.
Infatuated.
I'm not going to talk to that guy for another year.
I was like, this guy had to live in Portland.
Awesome. I'm going to talk to him one day.
This guy's a Portland dude. Oh, man. Well, yeah, needless to say, as you can tell, if anybody knows this history of my life or the history of Birmingham coffee scene, in order for me to have seen Jimmy at Octane, I met the guy a long, long, long time ago.
Yeah, but Octane hasn't even existed for, 3-4 years? It's been a while.
Yeah,
in the photo?
Octane probably hasn't existed since 2017.
Yeah.
No, I went to one of the one down in the downtown whatever.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the Homewood one. The Homewood Octane was the first time I saw Jimmy.
Yeah.
I went to that one when I was a freshman once or twice.
Oh, yeah, that's hands down the worst one.
Well, the downtown one?
Now, cause
yeah. But I've known Jimmy for a long time, and I've never told you this before, Jimmy. At least I don't think so. But one of my favorite things to do is whenever, so as you can definitely tell, I meet with people here all the freaking time. I literally bring so many people here, and I love telling them brief history of coffee in Birmingham. And I talk about how this is the barista's the barista core, whatever you want to call that group of people, the service industry core, this is where they go.
Yeah.
Spiller Park, the coffee shop in Atlanta, they have this saying there, and apparently it's a diss to all the other coffee shops in Birmingham or in Atlanta. It says coffee so good our baristas like it too.
That's kind of funny.
Because all the other coffee shops in Atlanta, their baristas don't actually like it.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Spiller, man. They used to have back when Revelator was still around, they had a little ode to Revelator. I guess that's putting it nicely. It said on their menu, it said 1-800-REV-LATER. We will buy you out cash.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
That's so funny.
Dude, that's actually savage.
Yeah, I wish they were still around for me to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have their old menu at my warehouse. So
didn't you get one of the signs? Isn't there one of the signs not the coffee one, but there's a no parking?
Yeah, it's a Revelator employee parking.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hung up out there or something?
Yeah, it's our bathroom sign.
Oh, dude, it's one thing that has no business having such real estate in my brain, but it does, is the history of coffee in Birmingham and just all the different intricacies of it.
It's kind of juicy.
They can make a documentary about it, truly.
Jimmy would be the star.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of other stars. I'm just a background character.
How did you get started in coffee?
Worked at Starbucks.
No way.
Yeah.
Which one? 5 Points?
No, that one was the scary one.
Okay.
I worked over in Trustful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then I guess spread my wings and went over to Octane when the Homewood one was getting ready to open.
Wow.
Except when I got the job over in Homewood, they're like, oh, actually, you're moving to the one downtown. It's like, oh, that's not what I interviewed for.
Yeah.
Was the one downtown the first one?
No, the Homewood one was the first one, but immediately after opening up the Homewood,
They opened up the second one in the Sheraton.
Yeah.
The one in downtown was pretty cool. I remember thinking it was cool as a student at Sanford because a lot of Birmingham Southern students hung out there, which were they're students that I like never saw around town. So that was always cool to me. Okay, Jimmy, one thing that we're going to dive deep into is like, you know, you could have gone to Starbucks and pulled a Tyler, the Creator, and become a rapper. Or you could have worked at Starbucks and pulled a thing that a lot of other people that have worked at Starbucks have pulled and never worked in coffee again. Or like you could have hated coffee, but instead you've been working in coffee ever since, and it's been like over a decade.
Yeah.
So like, what was it about it? Like, why'd you like it so much?
Oh, believe me, the goal was to never work in a coffee shop ever again.
Fascinating.
Sorry, I thought those guys were about to tow my car.
That would be a problem.
The goal was to never work in a coffee shop ever again. But, you know, I needed some money, and I was trying to move to Portland to go to school.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that that's originally why you were moving to Portland, is go to school.
Yeah, I just needed some extra money. Octane offered to pay more, and it seemed like a less stressful job, and I didn't have to make frappuccinos. So I was like, you know what? I'm all game.
No more blenders?
No more blenders. I'm in.
That's awesome.
And then from that point forward, it was just kind of like, all right, well, it's easier to find a coffee job out in Portland than it is anything else.
Yeah.
So did you ever go to school when you were in Portland? Did you ever end up like going to class or anything?
I tried to enroll in Portland Community College, but after living there for a year, I couldn't get in-state tuition because there was no way for them to prove that I'd stayed there for a year. So I literally packed my bags up and moved back home and enrolled in Jeff State and went to class immediately after.
No way. Did you finish at Jeff State?
No, I went to maybe 3 semesters.
Oh, wow. That's like you're one away.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm done. This is not.
That's kind of sick.
This isn't it.
Dude, Jimmy straight up a dropout. That's sick.
Yeah, I dropped out twice. So the first time I enrolled to Jeff State, I was just like, I don't really know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I was working at Pizza Hut at the time. It was awesome. I was can I say this one? Smoking
say
a
whatever you
lot
want.
of weed.
You were totally allowed to say
Smoking
that.
a lot of weed, eating all the free pizza I could want.
Oh, yeah.
I remember one night, and they definitely broke some like child labor laws because I was like 16 at the time, or like 17 at the time, getting on my way to graduate, and I was working till like 1 a.m. just washing dishes. But I remember walking out of there, and all I want to do is walk out with like the liter of Mountain Dew, 2 large pizzas, and play Halo 3.
Dude, that's a freaking
That
dream.
was my dream.
That is
and
the
I
dream.
did that for like half a year.
Wow.
I was like, oh man.
That was my senior year of high school, but it was Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
I would get those if they had chicken nuggets left over. I would get the salad bowl, and I would fill it with chicken nuggets. And I came home and I think I literally ate like 40 chicken nuggets in one sitting one time.
That would be such a
stayed up
good
all
thing.
night playing COD. That's
Oh.
awesome.
See, now you can't do that. Now, if I did that, I'd be like, oh my god,
I would
My
be
screw me up
hurts.
for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
my tummy hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, so remind me, did you go to Pinson or Clay for high school?
I'm zoned in Pinson, but we went to Clay,
Okay.
which is the country.
Yeah, Clay, Chalkville, go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
I mean, truly, I don't know if you know this, but they have produced several between Pinson and Clay Chalkville, several first round draft picks in the past few years. It's crazy the
serious?
athletes coming out of there nowadays. But anyways, not to get into a Myers sports segment just yet. But I am curious, like, what was high school like for Jimmy going to Clay?
I had incredibly long hair.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Super emo.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I wore like a hoodie year round, like the exact same hoodie.
With the earbud,
Yeah.
like tassels?
Yeah, I had hair
Let's go.
like all the way down, and I like straightened it myself. And I had
Incredible.
like, pretty thick hair, so it looked like a freaking helmet all the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I had my first like fade until I was like 19.
Wow.
Like or 20, working at Octane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually so.
Octane cleaned you up a little bit.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I can't be walking around like this.
Yeah.
Spilling, because they were like, you got to put your hair up, or you're gonna have to like cut your hair.
Wow.
So, well,
they told you that.
Yeah. I was like, well, I'm not gonna put my hair up. So.
Yeah.
So you would say though, like, getting to Octane and like your love for coffee, or like your time in the coffee industry was almost more like reactive. Like you just kind of realize like, oh, well, like this is a steady job. There's jobs available, so like I might as well do it. That would be like your posture towards like the amount of time you spent in the coffee world.
Yeah, it was something. It was always a means to an end, and obviously it never reached the end. Yeah, it was just easy to do. I enjoyed doing it. But I think the moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this forever, was when I was working at a shop over in Portland called Good Coffee.
Good Coffee. Love it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was chill. It was a small business. I think at the time the shop had 2 stores and we were a multi-roaster. Basically a multi-roaster just means you buy coffee and serve coffees from other roasters.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It was small, and I got to learn a lot about the business from the 2 brothers that were always in there. But I think I loved the hospitality side of it more than I did coffee. Because I was just kind of like, okay, I kind of love connecting with customers and just goofing off and making beverages while I'm doing it. So why not do this forever?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I think that there is like a unique amount of like there's like a unique feeling when you're working in coffee and you're like ripping drinks, and then all of a sudden you like having like a funny good conversation with a customer who's not being a jerk. Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, like this is kind of transcendent right now. Yeah. Like there's this like element of like flow that's like addicting whenever I feel like me and Myers talked about this with Sully and Zion the other day whenever they were on. Because Sully just now stopped working in coffee. Like he's been working in coffee ever since he like left Birmingham. Or I guess he technically worked in coffee at Hero for his last year here. And
sort of.
And Zion just now stopped working in coffee too. And there's this amount of like you know how like at the bottom of the coffee pot, like you clean coffee pots with like Cafes every day, but then there's like this other coffee cleaner that you use like 4 times a year. I forgot what it's called. But in a similar way, I feel like the longer and longer you spend in coffee, the more and more like grime, like espresso grime you get on you. And we were talking about like the unique like pains of it too. Yeah. Like, do you feel that like after you've been in it for a long time, or do you think that you've come in on the other side, you love it more now than you ever have?
I mean, there are definitely like pains to it because you're like, oh shoot, I have 20 drinks to make, and sometimes I can't give people like the chat they want. So it'd be like, hey man, I gotta work. Yeah, this is
there's especially some days in here it's freaking busy. Yeah, like you have like a stack behind you.
Yeah, I mean, both y'all been in here where we've just been like absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, all right, I can't talk.
Yeah,
here's your drink.
Yeah,
got to be a robot.
Get out of here, please.
Got to be a manufacturer.
Dude, honestly, those kind of moments, like I went to Onyx's is a coffee shop in Arkansas. I went to their coffee shop at the Arboretum or whatever it's called. It's like their art museum in downtown. Yeah. And they have like a
super pink store.
Yeah, the like the sushi restaurant like conveyor belt thing. It's like in those moments.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Like you send your drink out and it like has your name on like literally like a sushi restaurant. Like it has your name attached to your drink on a screen, and you just come and grab it. Like I feel like in moments like that, and I think that they make you can't talk to the baristas there. I guess you could. But like the baristas are literally like making a drink, putting it on the conveyor belt. Yeah. Like, and it like they have no interaction whenever you give the drink. But I feel like in coffee, like that's the time where people are gonna chat. Is like when they're like in between after ordering and then waiting for it or grabbing it. Yeah. And the like Onyx is probably I don't know if Onyx is like busy or not because I don't know how big like Fayetteville is. But I feel like they definitely made that coffee shop to be like give us some space maybe. Yeah. We're so busy.
I know they have a giant HQ in Rogers. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's why they make all those videos. Yeah. They're freaking beautiful, by the way.
Massive. Yeah, it's crazy doing the comparison because after, hanging out with Black and White, trying to get some equipment that they're using also, that Onyx also has. and the manufacturer was just kind of like, "Hey man, Onyx did this. Don't do it." They just have like an insane amount of disposable income.
Yeah.
It was like, it doesn't make sense. We like told them not to do it.
Yeah.
But they did it anyway.
I did. I kind of got that vibe when we went into their cafes because they were so unbelievably nice.
It was like over the top.
The whole cafe is like pink tile. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah.
The amount they must have spent on a build out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fascinating too working at Black and White because that level of coffee, I don't know what you do. I guess you have to win freaking World Barista Championship to do it. But all these companies that are run like, like Coca-Cola, like Pacific Oat Milk or Minor Figures, or they have all this money because they run their business like a freaking major booming business or whatever. So they should have a ton of income. So like Slayer, the espresso machine company, they just like gave Black and White machines. Like they didn't have to buy machines when they opened up a cafe, which is the biggest expense when you're buying besides plumbing.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, which is just crazy. So they were able to do that. So that was just like my taste. I've never obviously worked at Onyx, but they do have like this crazy amount of income that they just like throw. Like one time they made custom disc sets, like because there was a few people on staff that were really into disc golf.
Yeah.
And it was like, what are we like?
That's crazy.
How are we spending this much money on buying like 50 custom frisbee golf discs? Like,
we'll get there one day, guys.
Yeah, one day.
One day
June frisbee golf discs. That's when you know you've made it.
Yeah.
No, I'm curious too. Like, when you were at Good in Portland, and you were, what'd you call it? You're a multi roaster.
Yeah, we were a multi roaster.
What year was that?
Dude, God, I don't even know. Maybe
Like
2016 or 15.
Like, what coffees were you serving in 2016 at a multi roaster?
Would that be like Misfit era? Wasn't that the hot one?
No.
We were doing
Like George Horwell or Harwell or whatever it's called.
Howell.
George Howell.
We were doing mostly Portland-based stuff,
Okay.
except for Madcap. We were doing Madcap.
Okay.
And then we were serving other local Portland roasters.
That's crazy. Madcap's from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
They were making coffee in 2016.
Yeah, and so we were serving Hart, Kova, and I think that's it. Roseline was another good one that I really love up there.
Hart just made like the top 25 in the best roasters in the world.
Honestly, man, they always crush it. I love what they do. Vile, the owner, scares the absolute shit out of me.
What's his name?
His name is Vile. It's spelled.
Oh, I thought you said Uvulade. Vile. That's
Vile.
a crazy name.
Yeah, I think I hope he's not watching this.
Who knows?
He's like Norwegian or something. He used to be like a pro skateboarder.
Wow, of course.
Moved to Portland, decided to open up a coffee shop. Really a roasting company that transformed into a roasting shop. I mean, I don't know. I'm just speaking on this guy's like lore for it on his behalf, but that could not be the case. But he was in my mind, he was always like a coffee like legend, someone I looked up to. And I remember serving his coffee to him for the first time, and I was shaking.
I was gonna say,
oh my gosh! Wait, you were a barista, and he came into Goods, and dang, that's
I was just like, oh my gosh, I hope your coffee tastes good.
Yeah. That would be scary.
I thought that was so fascinating because I've only spent time in Portland twice, and both times I've been there, it's a very like urban decay, lots of graffiti, lots of like art in your face. But then whenever you go into Hart, it's like bare minimum, like Apple Store vibes, like very, and it's like it at least from my understanding, it's like the most successful coffee kind of company there. I guess like Proud Mary would be too, but like I just thought it was so fascinating how minimal it was because the city seems so like, I don't know, like colorful or like busy. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, they kind of did the Scandinavian minimalism thing right out of the gate. But I mean, like they were like maybe one of the first few shops out there that kind of did it.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I don't even remember. Like, I think he opened his first shop in like 2010.
Wow,
that's insane.
That's
well
so
ahead of the game
early.
there.
Yeah.
What if you would have opened up June in 2010? Where would you be now?
Dude, honestly, probably sell out on a yacht somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't even like boats.
That's funny.
No,
funny.
I wouldn't sell out. I mean, I've always got a number.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's for
And that
sale
number
for the right
is
I don't know.
$1 billion.
I at least need $1 million on the table to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You heard it here first. All the people interested in buying this coffee shop, $1 million on the table. Okay, this kind of is leading into the same thing because like the scenario here is so this is going to be today's segment is going to be New York City storefront. So if you were to like, I guess in this scenario to tie it in, like sell your company, get like infinite money, and you were going to go open up a storefront in New York, and you could do anything. You just know that you're going to be financially like stable.
Someone
like you're
comes
going
to
make
you,
money.
they're like, I love June so much. They buy June from you, and they're like, whatever you do next, tell me how much money I need to give you, and I'll give you all of that plus 10%.
Yeah. So a few questions here. Where would it be in New York? What would the storefront look like, and what would be inside? Like, what would you sell? Or you don't really have to sell something. You could do something too. But what is it?
Definitely would be in Brooklyn for sure.
Let's go.
Somewhere. I think Brunswick is the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Brooklyn. Yeah. And then I will honestly do the exact same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know. Everyone is kind of doing an awesome job over there already.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of looking at that right now. Like, okay, a lot of shops are open. What can we do that is different? And I think what we are kind of doing right now is pretty different compared to like other shops that are up there.
How so? I agree, but
Yeah. So with like our specialty drinks, like it's different, good, but it's fast.
Yeah.
We're like kind of built for volume.
Yeah.
And New York, nobody's freaking doing specialty drinks, and nobody, and y'all do put drinks out fast to have specialty drinks. That's fair. Yeah.
And like we do love coffee. We do roast our own coffee. That is like the start of the show, but our thing is kind of like, okay, obviously you have to slow down to come in, enjoy what we have, take in this like environment, because people eat with their eyes. They want to see, feel. So that's kind of like what we are promoting.
Yeah.
Slow down, come get something. You're going to have to wait. Like, we're not doing a drive-through.
Yeah.
But your drink's always going to come out fast.
Yeah, right after you order. Yeah, that's the thing.
Almost immediately right after you order. But yeah.
That's so cool. Another thing I was curious about is like when you in June, like whenever y'all were, do you have any? Oh wait, no. What is it going to look like? We kind of jumped through that segment right there.
Honestly, man, probably the same thing, but a little like amped up.
Okay.
Compared to this, we're gonna work on that whole wall section.
Okay.
We're doing a remodel in September.
Okay.
Yeah, giving you guys the inside.
Wow.
Because I ran out of money. I had no money. I had $6 to my name for like 2 months.
Yeah.
No way. Are you serious? That's insane.
So yeah, we're finally, doing some renovations that were like very needed. But yeah, I love the way the store feels. If I had infinite amount of money, I would not change the look so much, but just do absolutely stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to serve you a $100 Panama geisha on
Oh,
trip.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you want that as a cold brew? Why not?
Sure.
Yeah. Money is no object here.
Yeah.
You want a Frisbee with that? Just
it's in there.
Off the wall, like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That'd be
keep
cool.
everything else the same.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy. There's this coffee company in Boulder that's a roaster. They don't have a shop though.
Yeah.
They made top 10 on the roasters and best roasters in the world. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
But they're one of the people that got a bag of the Cup of Excellence this year. It's an Ecuadorian coffee, which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah.
But if you get a bag, 12 ounces of coffee, it would be, I guess, 120 ounces. So like 10 cups of coffee coming out of that bag. It was $150 for a bag of coffee.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because it was like they roasted the beans that were like the best coffee in the world this year. But I thought it was nuts that they actually, like this random roaster in Boulder I'd never heard of, got a bag of it.
I think Proud Mary is doing something like that where they got this like black honey Jaguar.
Isn't that what you got when you were in Austin? Wasn't that something
Yeah,
like that?
they opened up a third location in Austin, and I went, and it was like the best cappuccino I've ever had in my entire existence. Dude, it was crazy. Yeah,
their program crushes. I mean, I remember going to the one in Portland, and just giving it a try. And dude, I mean, their kitchen program is out of this world.
Their food was so good. Yeah, it was crazy. They have a I thought the most fascinating part was they have a frozen chamber that the coffee sits in, and for those who might not know, coffee when you freeze it, it can last like infinite amount of time. I don't know what the scientific term of that is, but like it lasts forever. So they freeze it, so it can be like it can come out of the frozen chamber directly into the grinder at like peak freshness, and the grinder defrosts it because the grinder has a bunch of like friction, and so the coffee that you're getting is at like peak freshness in the cafe, so the dial-in is like the most controlled thing ever. And they had 4 mod bars, but it was only, and they had 4 baristas, kind of like bartenders in a round bar, and they had their own individual like espresso head and steamer and fridge. Yeah, and it's like when you do the math on how much that costs, it like is absurd. But it was like the baristas had like all the space in the world in the bar. I mean, it was like, and they obviously there's 4 of them, so like it was never that busy. But yeah, you literally you can go up to the bar and order like you're at a bar. Like you don't have to order at like the counter. You can go up and just order from the barista. Like, and it's very much so. It's more like a bar than it is a coffee shop. That's cool. Fascinating.
Yeah. Dude, there's a coffee shop in LA that is kind of similar like that. It's called a G&B.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. So if you guys are ever down there, definitely check it out. There's also an amazing like breakfast sandwich spot called Egg Slut.
Egg Slut?
I think I've heard of that.
Never heard of that.
Dude, it rules. I remember going, and there's this food item called the slut.
Yeah.
And every time you ordered it, you know, like they're like working. They're actually working. The chef is just shouting out the order. But I just thought it was like hilarious because he's so like,
funny.
Drop a slut.
Yeah.
Like Waffle
10
House.
sluts all day. How many sluts are left? How many sluts do we have?
Yeah.
That's like the most Los Angeles thing ever. I've never been to Los Angeles.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
One day San Diego. It's close. I've gotten.
One day we'll go. We'll try all these places out. That and what's that place that Griffin's obsessed with?
San Palo Alto.
No, there's like a coffee shop down there.
Oh,
I forgot what it's called. Anyways,
Claire's
Canyon Coffee. That's what it's called.
Canyon Coffee? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The super Instagram.
Yeah.
Super Instagrammy one.
Claire's uncle lives out there, so we can go stay with him.
Okay, I didn't know Claire's uncle lived there.
The film industry, kind of cool.
Oh, we could definitely. Yeah, I think it's like nope. I can't remember the name of the neighborhood it is, but I wanted to call it Prospect Heights. That's also in Brooklyn. Not that.
Oops.
Yeah, that's pretty sick though. I'd be a big fan if there was a June. You know, I feel like there's a few things in Birmingham that would make it in New York, like without a doubt. Like it would just like this place, Zephyr, House Found Objects, like Shoe Shop. Like there's a few places that's like no doubt it would exist anywhere, regardless of city. And I feel like June's one of those places. Like if I walked into this place in Brooklyn, I'd be like, let's freaking go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe one day.
One day
when you get your $1 billion buyout.
Yeah.
June number 7 is in Brooklyn.
June 7.
I mean, I do tell people like our goal is to like progress up north.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the South is taking over the North.
Yeah. Come on. The South will rise again.
Yeah, the South will rise again. But yeah, I've joked about like moving up north. Like, no, I don't really want I don't have any goals to open up a shop in Atlanta. What's up, Kellen?
We have a live audience right now.
Kellen is being an idiot on the other side of the window right now.
We were just saying such good things about Kellen also.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Oh man, but you said you don't have any dreams of opening up in Atlanta?
No.
There's so
Atlanta's
many shops
awesome.
there.
There's so many shops, and you know, at that point, we're just like, do we even want to try?
Yeah.
Compete. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Like we're competing.
Oh, yeah. Funny enough, you have a tattoo on your arm from one of your competitors.
Oh. I don't know if the camera can see it.
Look at that.
Punch Love tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are in competition with each other.
So why do you have a punch love tattoo?
Because Tim is, dare I say, one of my best friends.
Wow.
It
Dare
hurts.
you say?
It hurts when you know.
Wow.
It hurts
Jimmy
having
is
to bury
loving
one of
his
your own
enemies out
friends.
here.
Golly. Dude, I really hope Tim listens to this.
Yeah.
I hear you say that.
I love Tim. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him from way back when he worked at Revelator.
Yeah.
And people used to call him Jim.
It's funny.
But yeah, I mean, the story behind it was basically, we were getting ready to open up June. He was kind of getting ready to open up his own thing. And we just kind of made a joke like, okay, well, if we're both open for a year still, like, let's make a pact to get each other's tattoos on each other.
That's awesome.
And I was pretty drunk. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. That sounds like a great idea.
Yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah, bro. But then, fast forward to like a year and a half, his birthday's coming up, and I'm like, oh, I like know the present to get him.
Yeah.
So
you got a tattoo? Did you show it to him like at his birthday party?
He
definitely wouldn't have a birthday party. I feel like
no.
He's not an occasion person.
Yeah.
He's told me that a few times.
No, I walked in his shop one day and I just flashed a tattoo and he dropped everything he was doing. Like he was literally serving a customer and he was just like, "What the fuck?"
So
in front
funny.
of the customer, and I was like, "Yeah." So I gave him a hug.
Wow.
And he went over and he was like, "Damn, Jimmy, you're my best bitch."
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Does he have a June tattoo?
Yeah, you best believe he has a June
I was going to
tattoo.
say, he better.
He has one in his thigh, and he lied about it for like months.
Yeah.
Because his birthday is only like a month away from mine.
Okay.
And he told me he didn't get one for like weeks. So
Yeah.
I was starting to return the favor. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
You actually didn't get one. What the heck?
I just gave this dude prime real estate on my
On your arm. Yeah.
And he's not going to return the favor.
Yeah, come on.
But he got one in his thigh. But I mean,
when
still
you
the
get
best spot.
when you get tattoos in Birmingham, where do you go?
This one I got at Hollowed Studios. I think that it's called Hollowed.
Okay.
They're just right down the street.
Yeah.
They're really awesome. These two were from a guy in Atlanta. His name is Rex Holloway. He's awesome.
Shout out him.
This one on my arm that you can't see was some person in Portland.
Love it.
Who I don't remember at all. So, that's just the way it is. But it was
Yeah.
like my first, and it like covered my whole arm basically. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of sick. I got my first tattoo last Tuesday.
Yeah, let's see it.
It's a golf tee.
Oh, dude, that looks really good. Where'd you
Thanks,
get it
man.
at?
I went to Revolution Inc. and this girl named Abby there. Shout out Abby. She was like, she literally has only been doing tattoos professionally for 6 months. She's been doing tattoos like on the, like just for fun forever.
Yeah.
On the low.
It was a fascinating experience. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be like, for some reason, I thought I was like tattoo parlors were like gas stations. Like I thought it was going to be like super like grungy, but it's a health code. It's like a health code, like super mandated thing. So it was super clean, very sterile. Like, and the vibes in Revolution Inc. were like very cool. Like, it was. Have you ever been there before?
No.
It's,
I drive past it a good bit.
Yeah.
Every week almost.
But yeah, that's she was like, it was super chill. It was like, I didn't ask for like the thin ink. Isn't that the type of style? Like thin ink?
Yeah.
But she like kind of did it thinner than I thought it was going to be, which I like love. It was like, it only took 5 minutes. I thought it was, for some reason I thought all tattoos took like 2 hours. But yeah, it was.
No, it looks really good.
It was also like I thought the pen or the gun, whatever it's called, I thought it was like on this cord and it was like this huge thing. No, it's just
all
like
wireless.
It's just wireless. It's like a big. It looked like it was like the width of like a fat Sharpie or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fascinating. It was nothing like I expected it to be.
Yeah.
But I got the bug though. I'm definitely gonna get more.
Did you get the itch now? Do
Yeah.
you want another one?
I want to get different doodles. I also me and Jacob McClendon have been sending back little doodles to each other. We've been finding and I think I'm gonna do the whole. I'm gonna like fill up my right forearm. Not with like sleeve, but like with little doodles. That's my thing.
Myers, where are your tattoos?
I'm clean right now.
Dude, he doesn't like it. This has been a point of conflict between Myers and I because Myers has been hating on my tattoo. And by hating, I mean he hasn't been celebrating it at all. He's been very cautious. Like I was like, "What do you think?" And he was like, "Yeah,
it looks good."
Steven has a tendency to make me out as if I hate something when I don't love it as much as he does, or if I'm just like indifferent.
So you do admit that you don't love it.
Well, no. I think his tattoo's cool. His tattoo's cool. I don't want tattoos. I don't really have much of a reason other than I just like I don't want one, not right now. But like all of my best friends have tattoos. I mean, you know most of them, like Jack and Zion and Blake and now Steven. Like most of my friends, Cole, have tattoos. Yeah. So it's
one day it's gonna happen.
I'm not anti-tattoo. I don't have anything I want.
Would you get word of mouth tattooed on you?
If we got 1 million listens,
okay,
I'll put it on.
Check on it right now. I can't wait to post this when we get 1 million listens and like swipe
year.
over. And it's
like, next week.
Next week, whenever Jimmy's Vela gossip goes viral in the coffee world, we get 1 million. Do you think 1 million people have been to June? Or do you think you've sorry, that's a different.
You might actually know how many
unique customers have you had in June?
It's definitely not 1 million. So,
yeah,
it's probably got to be like I don't know, like 50,000 at this point. Like I don't know how many unique orders you've had.
I mean, I can see the orders. I don't know how many like.
How many drinks do you serve a day usually? Like 1,000.
1,000.
Like I don't know. Like
I think. I mean, we do transaction-wise maybe 150-ish.
Oh, 150 a day.
Yeah.
Oh, so 1,000 was a stupid guess.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Like I remember.
He really just thinks we're like balls to the wall.
Yeah.
I thought it was like I remember the numbers of like money you make a day in cafes. Like I know like that, but I don't know like drinks. I don't know how to like judge that.
Yeah, but you know, to be fair, a lot of people will come in and be like, "Hey, me, my wife, my kids." My kids' friends, my boss, his whole like clan, all want drinks. Yeah. So it's like a one person, but he's buying like.
Oh, so you have 150 like transactions a day.
Yeah.
Oh, so you probably are making 250 drinks a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Like minimum. Yeah. Like on the weekends, it gets like insane. Like, we do like over 300 like espresso drinks.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and that's just from 7 to 3 or like 8 to 3.
Yeah. Do you have any everyday regulars, same time, same order every single day?
Yeah.
What's your first one?
Usually the first couple of people are like espresso drip.
Yeah.
To go.
I can't remember that dude's name. That guy that works in Woodlawn. Every single time I've ever been here at 7 a.m., he is also here. He works like
Tim.
Tim comes into June. He works at coffee before he goes to his shop every day.
He works at Christ Health. That doctor's office over there.
Yeah,
what is that dude's name?
Yeah, Darius.
Oh, Darius, yeah.
Yeah, dude, he is awesome. Man.
He's
the
cool
man.
dude. Yeah. I don't know how I met him like forever ago somehow when he was working somewhere else. But anyways, now he's at Christ Health.
Jimmy, this could be a contentious question for you.
What does that mean, contentious?
Contentious could be problematic, stressful, like there's conflict. Why do you close at 3?
Oh, dude, this is actually.
Oh, dude, this is
so many people want to hear the thought on this.
A lot of people complain that all the coffee shops in town close at 3.
Yeah, I would like to meet a lot of people.
We'll start bringing them in one by one.
Because it's not just you. Everybody does it. Yeah. Literally everybody, except for Honest. Honest stays up until 6, and then Dawn Patrol moved their hours back to 4.
Yeah,
and then Starbucks is till 8. But
just the sales aren't there. They don't make sense. You know, like I'm paying someone an hour to stand there. Maybe like if they get 5 drinks, it doesn't like justify.
Yeah. So you would have to. So you're telling me right now, if June stayed open till 4, you would have to serve at least 6 drinks. Birmingham, you heard it here. We can start a petition.
So now we need all of these people who complain about it to come in.
We can start a petition that someone will buy a drink every day. We can get 6 people to sign up every day for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
To come in and buy a drink.
Well, they don't have to do much because, speaking of those renovations, we're gonna have some big news to announce after those renovations. Also,
Shut up.
Possibly with some extended hours.
Shut up. Wait, you talking about like extended hours? Like you're getting a bevy license extended hours?
No,
dang,
I
bro.
thought that's what you're going for.
I thought that would be the only thing. I thought it would go like straight from this to Octane.
Yeah.
Like it would be like a wine bar at night or something.
No, we played around with that idea, and we still would like to do pop-ups with alcoholic beverages and drinks.
Like pop-ups here.
Yeah, pop-ups.
Okay,
yeah. But we don't want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I love making drinks, and
Not as a job.
Yeah, not as a job. I did the bartending thing. Not for me. That's not to say that we won't in the future. It's just right now.
Not right now.
My entire staff would walk out if I was like, "Hey, we're gonna stay.
We're staying up until 10."
They'd be like,
"We're not doing that."
Yeah. Rebecca would be like, "No, we're not."
She might be like, "Are you insane?"
Yeah,
dude. What is it like? What is it like working with Rebecca? Because she's been here the whole freaking time, and she, in my opinion, she rocks.
Dude, absolute legend.
Yeah,
truly. I mean, when we first opened, we hadn't even like opened our doors yet, like officially. We were just doing like a soft opening.
Yeah,
absolute no menu. Absolute, let's just figure it out and go. Me and Taylor. She comes in and interviews, and she gets the job. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's open June 10th. We'll do like a grand opening day. She's like, oh, that's my birthday. So she like came into work on her birthday.
On her first day.
On her first day.
That was, and y'all just straight ran out of coffee that day too.
Yeah, we ran out of coffee. We ran out of milk. Line around the block for like hours.
Yeah.
I was out of town that day. I really freaking hate that I wasn't able to come to that. That's sick,
I guess maybe we should, I have two questions, but I think we should lead with where did the idea for June first originate?
After kind of looking at the space, because, some more Birmingham lore, we used to be called Epilogue.
Oh, dude.
Right.
I straight up had so Sam Rapp, first employee of June ever, by the way. Woo. Nobody knows that.
Yeah, Sam.
And then Sam,
he left too soon.
Got about 16 other jobs before he landed on his actual job that he still works in. Shout out Redeemer Presbyterian Church. I can't remember the name of the church he works at in Atlanta. It's Redeemer something. But anyways, Sam Rapp had an Epilogue T-shirt because he did a pop-up with you at
Queens Park.
Queens Park, that's right, yeah. And one of the only people who had an Epilogue T-shirt, and he gave it to me. And whenever he left Birmingham,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I have no idea where it is, but it's somewhere at my house. I have an Epilogue T-shirt
in your chest of T-shirts.
My chest of T-shirts.
I don't even think I have an Epilogue T-shirt.
Dude, I'll get it back to you if I find it.
It's vintage now.
No, but Epilogue. I forgot about that. I bought a lot of Epilogue coffee whenever you were just in. And where did you buy your roaster? You got I
actually bought my old roaster from East Pole.
East Pole, that's right. Yeah.
And now that roaster is in the hands of
Mitchell McGiver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Corporate sponsor, Whammy Coffee.
Yeah. He's roasting some delicious Whammy coffee out of it. So definitely check Mitch out and Whammy Coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really, really hope that they get a space one of these days.
Yeah.
I think that Mitch would be able to curate a great space for people. Yeah. I don't know how I would feel about that if I was another coffee shop owner in a small market city like this. But as a coffee consumer in a small market city, I want infinite choices because I am a greedy idiot.
No, I mean, I'm stoked. Obviously, I love competition.
Yeah.
And the more options out there, it gives me the opportunity to kind of look and reel in okay, what are we doing and how are we going to, win? Because
absolutely,
I'm not saying I have a bad blood with everyone. I actually love half the shops, and I go to East Pole a lot. I go to Cala downtown a good bit. Also, went to Guatemala with Josh from Cala. That was awesome.
I didn't know that you went with
cool.
The Josh from Cala.
But
trip looked freaking cool, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I'm excited to go back.
Kind of cringe.
It's just fun.
I'm going to Hawaii on Thursday.
What?
I've never been to a coffee farm before.
Yeah.
I know the Hawaii coffee has kind of a connotation to it.
What?
But
No,
I'm
there's
going
some
to
good Hawaiian coffee.
I'm going to Greenwell Farms,
Yeah.
and I'm doing a tasting class
That's
with
cool.
like one of their farmers, which
Yeah.
I'm freaking stoked about.
Just you?
Gracie and I. It's like our anniversary is happening while we're out there.
Yeah.
On our anniversary, we are going on a volcano dune buggy tour with my family, though.
Dude, that actually sounds awesome.
That's gonna be sick. But I'm gonna be hanging out. So we're essentially treating that day that we're in Kona as like our anniversary, and we're gonna go do it together and try and find like a restaurant or a hike or something like that. But I'm stoked. I've never been to a coffee farm. Like I'm excited to eat a coffee cherry.
Yeah,
never
it
eaten
is
one
not
before.
what you expected.
I've heard it's like the most caffeinated type of coffee, though. It's
Yeah.
like a cherry straight off the bush.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like a grape with like giant seed in the middle, so you're really not getting a ton of like fruit.
Oh, interesting.
There is like fruit and like juice and all that in there,
Yeah.
but there is a coffee cherry in there taking up like 75% of the space.
That's so interesting, huh?
So you started Epilogue.
Yeah. Sorry.
When did you start?
That's really not good.
When did you start roasting? Were you still working at Octane when you started roasting?
Oh, you're working at Woodlawn.
Yeah, I was working at Woodlawn. We got a roaster. I mean, I was roasting on like a tiny roaster. I think maybe like this big, maybe.
Holy cow.
Yeah. With Tate, question mark, right?
No.
Wasn't Tate a part of it at all?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. That's I'm so stupid.
Absolutely not. I mean, maybe
Heck
it was,
no.
but I forgot.
No, not Tate.
Oh, God, never. Sorry, Tate. But then, after working at Woodlawn for a little bit, and Woodlawn's awesome. Amon's amazing. Xana is awesome. And they were huge supporters of what I was doing.
That's awesome.
Basically, we had a wholesale account like locked in at that point. They were just like, hey, like if you start roasting and it's actually good, we will serve it behind the bar.
Let's go.
That's really cool.
All right, cool, bet. So I'm like doom scrolling on Facebook or like Instagram or whatever, and I see East Polk posted their roaster for sale, and I immediately reached out. We did some haggling, but
some bartering.
Yeah, some bartering.
Yeah.
But I think I got that thing in like half a year.
Yeah, like 2020, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I think 2020. I don't know.
Whenever General opened, I remember because General was the first place you could just buy it. Like, in a store.
Yeah, General was awesome. They're huge supporters also.
I think you literally were still called Epilogue whenever you were selling it in General at first.
Yeah. And they really helped propel us. So that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So is it true that June is named after a cat that was in Danny Delgado and Rob Johnson's house? Because I've heard that's a theory.
No, so
you probably don't even know who those people are.
That is, no.
These guys were seniors whenever I was a freshman at Sanford.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was like homies with them, and they had a cat named June, and they have a theory that he named the coffee shop after it was their cat.
Jeremy Dale, that's his cat. He has a cat named June, and he was telling all of those guys.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, my bad.
June is still alive. She's well fed.
Good.
She ain't missing no meals. That's for sure.
Good.
But
awesome.
he got the cat, and I asked for his blessings. Like, oh, can she bless the space, the name? Would she allow me to use it?
Yeah.
But so that's how that story. And he was working at Shipt at the time. Told everyone about that. Like random passerbys, like, oh, have you been to June? Yeah, it's named after my cat.
Everyone's like,
Birmingham lore.
Like, oh, cool.
Sure.
Like I'll like to this day have random people come up to me. It's like, oh, how'd you come up with the name for June? Was it from a cat? Like,
That's crazy.
What the heck? Who are you?
Yeah. Who are you? Where'd you come from?
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember right when I moved to North Carolina, I went to this there's like a Ellie's Jerusalem Grill. We have a place like that in the town that me and Rob Johnson lived in North Carolina. And I can't remember what it's called, but he told me that story. It was like one of the first things. He was like, dude, how's Jimmy doing? I was like, you know who Jimmy is? This is funny. Yeah, those guys were cool, though.
Doing?
He's good. He's married. He lives up there and works at North Raleigh Christian Academy, NRCA, and or as they call it up there, not really a Christian academy. But he works there. I think that's the Christian school he works at, and North Raleigh is where the roastery was. That's that area of town. That's what that's called. And him and his wife go there, and we actually went to church together whenever I was up there. But yeah, he's good. I never saw him because I feel like school teachers are tired as frick during the whole school year, and then they're just gone the whole summer. So there was never a moment for us to cross paths. But
I actually have a friend who's a teacher, and as soon as school was over, she literally booked a flight to Paris.
She's one way.
She went last year, and Katie, we used to work together at Woodlawn. She went last year. After school was over. She came back and literally booked another one for next year.
Oh my gosh.
And now they're doing that again.
Doesn't she teach at Gardendale now? Am I crazy?
No, it's I don't know. We don't really talk.
Oh, okay.
But she's in school.
Yeah. I can't remember where. Maybe Jasper or something?
Yes,
oh, yeah, that's Jasper. What it was. Yeah. But I knew it was somewhere up there. But whenever she was working at Daily Edition on Saturdays, we would talk about it. But she's a cool girl, man. That totally makes sense. She's living in Paris all summer. I went to Paris for the first time this summer. Coolest place ever.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I was expecting. I was like, oh.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about how it smells. I also went in the Olympics are this summer.
I'm a lot of people.
Yeah.
It reeks.
The Olympics are this summer, so it was very, very clean.
I was going to say, I think that's why it was a lot cleaner when you were there. Because I went in 2017, and it just smelled like cigarettes and
also,
diesel.
China's president was there, or dictator, or whatever he is.
Yeah.
He was there the day that I was there, so it was very cleaned and parade vibes whenever I was there. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what I was there. I got 2 days in, got robbed.
Oh, my dad got robbed when he was there.
Did he?
Yeah.
Someone pickpocketed him?
Yeah, he had a fanny pack, and a dude. So it was actually crazy. This was the day that Algeria won the AFCON, which is the soccer tournament for Africa.
Yeah.
So he came up on the wrong tube stop, on the wrong subway stop. He came up, and there was a parade going on for the biggest population of Algerians outside of Algeria is in Paris. So there was this huge Algerian parade, and a guy at it ran past it. My dad had a kind of cross bag with like a dad at Disney World, one of those things, backpack on the back. But a guy in full sprint unclipped it from the front of him, caught it behind him in full stride, or not full stride, but very much so moving, clip, grab, go. And my dad couldn't catch him. He ran away because it was a crowd, or maybe it was in the subway stop. I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, his passport, my mom's passport, my sister's passport, his wallet, they had to immediately close all the credit cards, and they had to go to the embassy and get but yeah, they were going to London the next day. Yeah. So they ended up having to stay in Paris a few days, and because awesome. London is one of the very few places you have to go to from France because you leave the EU because Brexit. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Paris was cool. I don't know why I just talked about that for so long.
Jimmy, the second question I wanted to ask you was it was off the train of thought when we were talking about line out the door, around the block.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've built a huge following with June and a huge community around June. What's your thought process on how to do that, or how did that happen? Because I know obviously you've been a mainstay of this industry in Birmingham for a long time, but surely you're not friends with thousands of people around town.
What are you talking about? Have you seen my Facebook friends list? Literally friends with thousands of people.
Yeah, I guess I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'm always wishing everyone happy birthday.
Yeah, right.
How does it feel that you've built such a huge community, and then also if you had to, I guess what Myers trying to ask is if you had to give a 101 or a philosophy of how to build a community, how important is that to you, and how did you do it?
Definitely working in the industry for the hospitality industry for so long helped. I don't think I would have gotten this far without the hospitality help. Yeah. Working in restaurants, kind of doing everything, bartending, working in kitchens, serving, just talking to guests. And I try to talk to everyone that if you're at my bar or table, I'll strike up a conversation. I still have people who I serve drinks to when I was working at Rodney Scott's come in.
Wow.
And that is still like amazing. I was like, oh wow, you actually like gave a damn about what I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like, oh yeah, like we'll come check it out.
Huh.
Like,
Yeah.
You did. That's amazing.
That's so cool.
But yeah. I guess with the opening of June and how we were kind of able to hit our stride was, it's I built a space that one is I guess kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I like to think that we're not like a study coffee shop, even though people do study here and we do welcome it. We aren't like promoting.
Yeah.
You know, like the music's loud.
Yeah,
We
there's
kinda
not
play
plugs
whatever.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we kind of play whatever.
Yeah. You don't have like cushy seats and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay. Cushions, watch
Yeah.
out.
But yeah, you know, like kind of promote like a high energetic space. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's warm and inviting when you come in the door.
Yeah.
And a space that, you know,
And
I
it's
would
just
hang
gorgeous.
out. Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And a space that, you know, I would hang out at.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't go to coffee shops, and I've never gone to coffee shops for the most part to like study. I've always gone to shops just to hang out.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know, like it's too early to go get a beer. So I'm gonna go to this
Yeah.
coffee shop and get over caffeinated and just hang out with my
Yeah.
buds until it's time to go get a beer.
Yeah.
So that was basically like the
And then you have to counteract the over caffeination.
The jitters all day long. Love it.
Yeah, it's just like I like to think we created a space where it's kind of authentic to who I am and the space that I want to hang out at.
Yeah. Cool.
While not being an asshole at
Dude.
the same time.
Yeah.
I have
Major key.
another bone to pick with the coffee industry.
Let's hear it.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. I had a friend, got a text today. Who went to a coffee shop in Birmingham that's going to remain unnamed because we're no coffee hate on this podcast, only coffee love.
Only coffee
But
love.
they go, he goes up and he orders iced cappuccino.
Yeah.
And the cappuccino, and then the barista says, I can't serve you an iced cappuccino. A cappuccino is a hot drink.
Yeah.
That right there just really just ticks me off.
Because
We've had a lot of experiences
I think it's
like this.
partially because I was trained underneath you and Taylor.
Yeah.
Because to us, drink names only mean proportions. It doesn't mean heat. It doesn't mean style. It doesn't mean anything. But also, I was at this unnamed coffee shop the other day. I almost just said it. And I ordered a cappuccino. And they straight up gave me like, I was in freaking like Paris. And they gave me like a froth, like half the cup was froth. Like cappuccino.
Yeah.
Which like no one in America does. Which I thought was just fascinating. But I guess they're like just really into, maybe like their owner went to Europe before they opened up a cafe. I don't know. I just don't understand it. So what are your thoughts on that? Like, why do you think that it's bad when they do that? Do you think it makes sense?
No, I think it might be, it could be a couple of things. It could be a miscommunication between the person ordering and I guess lack of awareness with the person taking the order. Because obviously you want a milk drink that's iced, but not the volume of a latte.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's when I guess they should have been like, oh, do you just want less milk on your iced latte? Which would in turn be an iced cappuccino, like proportionate to that size.
Yeah.
That's probably where the conversation should have went. And just, I guess, lack of training. Like we were fortunate to have training from Octane, and I was fortunate enough to have training from various other shops that I worked at, and kind of build my own like idea of what that drink should be, and relay that information to like staff.
You think that if you walked into some like the best cafes in Portland, you order an iced cappuccino, are they saying no? Or do you think they're like, yeah, for sure?
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised. Some people might just still be like, doesn't make any effing sense. You're stupid.
Yeah. There was a coffee shop that we'll also not name, but it was in Florida that we went to. And we like all of our friends are down there hanging out.
Yeah.
We walk in, all of us
got iced cappuccino.
all of us want that.
Yeah.
And every single one of us, every time we ordered, they were like, we can't do that. That's not, no. So you want the foam on top? And we're like, no. iced latte, like 2 ounces less milk.
Yeah.
Just a little bit less milk.
Yeah.
And had to explain it every time. And the person, I felt kind of bad, honestly, because the girl behind the counter was like going back to her manager being like,
what is this?
What is this? I don't
What's
understand.
an iced cappuccino?
I was like, dude,
it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me because like serving coffee, it just doesn't matter. Like it just like pour less milk into the pitcher before you pour it into the ice cup. Like it's just not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But to them, it's like this, you're like breaking a rule. And it's like people didn't want like when someone invented the cappuccino or when someone put like the cappuccino on the thing, the only reason they did that was because they wanted a drink smaller than a latte on the menu. Yeah. That's literally it. So I don't understand. I also don't understand like when someone comes in and because like I draw the line where it's like one time I got a quad shot order, which is, and what they meant was like they wanted 4 double shots. Yeah. And that for me, I was just like, I don't even know like if this is good for your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say that might be legitimately dangerous.
That's where I draw the line.
No, dude, people are drinking 4 Locos all the time.
But that was like the one time where like someone would order and be like, and I would say back to them like, hey, like I really like, I don't know if this is like the best idea. Or the other thing that really frustrated me whenever I was a barista was the people who were on keto or whatever it's called, and they would come in and get what's the thick milk called? You pour in
like half and half.
Yeah, they would get cream. Like heavy they would cream. Want like heavy cream in their latte. They'd be like, oh, I'm on keto. I'd be like, that's not healthy. Like in no way is that you're drinking 4 times the amount of milk you need. You should just get normal milk, because normal milk's also keto. Yeah. But they would just like they would want half and half. I forgot what is that called? There's like slang for that when someone comes in and
a breve.
A breve. Yeah. Like breves, I'll serve breves, I served breves, but they frustrated me, and then quad shots frustrated me.
It's also like so loud when you froth the milk.
Can you give us an example of?
Yeah, we could do that together, but. Dang, that was true. That truly is doing a 2-part harmony.
Yeah, it was. You do half and half. I'm gonna have to turn that way down in post.
In there too. While you're
But no, it's like a horrible sound.
It's horrid. Yeah.
But for me, it's like every other thing that anyone would drink. Like they could do quad shot, like half oat milk, half almond milk. I mean, they could do like double shot. They could do anything, and I'd be like, all right, chill. Like you're the customer, I'm the service. Yeah. But for me, it's just so infuriating whenever I do such a simple request, and they're like, nope.
Yeah.
It's like I just really don't think you should be in charge of this right now. I feel like I should be in charge of this. I just like it's so infuriating to me, and like I'll explain to them like what I want, and then like there's this one specific coffee shop, and I'll call them out honestly. Fawnville Press in Alice Beach.
Whoa.
They have been rude to me like several times. They've been mean to me about how like I don't understand. And I like literally I walked in this past time and I was like, can I get an iced cortado? Because I was like, I don't want to mess around with this whole cappuccino froth thing conversation. And they were like, we can't make that.
What?
I was like, okay. and then I think next time I go in, I'm gonna say I'm gonna ask for a shot of espresso and a glass of milk.
Yeah,
a glass of oat milk.
Specifically 2 glasses.
I was gonna say,
2 ounces
some
of milk.
iced milk, some iced milk, and I'm gonna at the bar in front of them.
Yeah, and I'm literally to their face gonna be like, ooh, and then throw away the rest of the milk. But anyways,
it's funny. I don't know. I mean, I've always been like, just tell me like what you really want.
Yeah.
And we actually have a customer. She's awesome. She orders iced cortados. So, I just wanted to get in. It's just reaching a middle ground with the person ordering. Like, what do you want? Like, what are you really trying to get?
Yeah.
Like, don't give me a name. Like,
that was how I always approached it. I was like, sometimes they would say something. They would say a Starbucks order, and I'd be like, are you wanting caramel and milk and espresso? Yeah. Like you say caramel macchiato. Are you wanting an iced latte with caramel in it? Yeah. And then you kind of have to guide them there, you know, especially if all they've ever done is like a Dunkin' or a Starbucks and they come into a specialty shop, you kind of have to like lead them there. Yeah. But the point is to get them what they want. Yeah. It's not to like flex your coffee knowledge on a customer.
I mean, honestly, if you want to come
30A.
in, honestly, if you want to come in and spend money, I'm like, I'll make you whatever you want.
Whatever you want. If you're giving me
as
money,
long as I could make it. Like, I'm not gonna go buy you heavy cream and steam this for you, but if we can make it behind the bar, we could do it.
Oh man,
Jimmy, I don't want to. I don't.
Limits.
Yeah, right. I don't want to keep you too much longer past your heart out.
My bedtime.
Your bedtime. Hey Jimmy, before we wrap it, we do just want to say from the heart, the depths of our hearts, we love this space and we're so grateful that you opened it up, because I knew it was really freaking hard to open up a coffee shop in Jefferson County Department of Health. If anybody from Jefferson County Department of Health is listening, just know that every single one of your inspectors has got to have had every one of them had to have the worst childhoods with the most trauma in the history of the world, and they want to destroy people's lives. It's like they wake up in the morning wondering, how can I make someone mad today? And they succeed every day of their life. That's it's crazy to me. But you did it. You made it. You opened up a shop, and it's beautiful. And supposedly, come September, there's going to be some renos, some soft seats, and maybe some later hours.
Soft seats, renos. Maybe some other fun things, but
we'll see.
Well, it's truly a joy to have you on and hear your thoughts. Talk about all things community and coffee and Birmingham lore, and how Tim loves you because you have his logo tattooed on your huge bicep.
Massive biceps.
Let's hope we don't go through a breakup.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Tim, you're first. Hey, guys, thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Adios.
Welcome to the secret segment of the podcast where we talk about secret things.
Just kidding. It's not over quite yet.
Who haven't left yet, you get a nice little segment of spice.
Dude, you bamboozled me. I was getting ready to take out the
I know.
We got you.
So we officially know that Jimmy's never listened to this podcast before. Through. But Jimmy, now that we're on the secret segment, I want to hear some secrets. Okay. If you wake up in the morning, you're like, I don't want to go to June. I want to go get some coffee though. Rank your top 3 favorite places to go get coffee in Birmingham.
Right now, if it's a Monday and Tuesday, East Pole, number 1.
Okay. Hundo P. East Pole's the move.
I could be alone, and enjoy my cup of coffee without interruption there.
Right.
My dad has a saying. It's like, I'll be like, hey, Dad, do you like East Pole? He'll be like, only if I'm alone or with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Just always.
Seeds, honestly. It would be closer. Seeds would be number 1, but, I'm not driving to West Homewood from downtown.
Yeah. All the way out the burbs.
Yeah.
Heads.
So I guess it would be East Pole if it's a if it's a Wednesday through Sunday. But then I visit my boy Timmy.
Come on.
And he never
when you go to Tim, what do you get?
Oh, shot of espresso.
Always?
Yeah.
Is that what you get everywhere or just at Tim?
Typically it's a shot and then like a drip. But, I'll sometimes get his punchies, dude. It's so good. Don't tell him I said that, though. No, I've told him that.
Do you ever go to Daily Edition?
I did. Honestly, no.
Just cause?
Yeah, no, I do want to go in there, but I feel like when I go in to visit these shops, like I want to catch up and like hang out.
Right.
Like I go to Seeds, and I'm usually just shooting the shit with like Brett and Sean and the staff there.
Right.
And if I step into Punch Left, I'm not leaving for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Neither is anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And East Pole's like the same vibe as Daily Edition, except for you don't like feel weird if you stay in there and drink the coffee.
Yeah.
Daily Edition, I feel like this pressure to talk to the girl if I sit at one of their tables.
Michaela's awesome. She's a girl that works there.
Yeah.
And I very rarely get my coffee to go. Like I'm always I'm gonna finish on the spot unless I'm like going on a work trip or like road tripping.
Yeah.
I just like drink my coffee for here. I'm mug gang. So
Come on.
Okay, the other spicy question I have is, what is the worst drink at June?
Oh, the worst one, dude. We get some haters, man. We get some. I think from our new seasonal menu, people are either loving or absolutely hating the espresso soda.
I think it's tasty.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait, what? I didn't know there was espresso soda on the
They're
new
like
one.
always out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
when I've come like 4 times.
Oh, this is the one that's out right
Yeah.
now. It's sold out. Okay.
It's supposed to be like a play on Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like cola and cream.
Yeah.
But some people just hate the cream component. They're like, I don't get it. It's like, just drink it.
I loved it. I love like cream
you want
soda,
normal
like
coffee.
floats, that kind of thing. I thought it was tasty.
Americolas, that was like, I have a special place because Zion's last day at Caveat, he brought in like a bunch of Mexican Cokes, and we all had Americolas like as our last drinks in the whole like Caveat. Like, it was like he was our last of our friends to ever work there. So that was a great day.
Damn, Caveat. What a throwback.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some
man.
more lore that I probably can't talk about.
I love Caveat. Shout out Caveat.
Keep it on the
You should
DL.
go. It's great. Homewood. It's one of the it's one of the best coffee shops in Homewood.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10 in Homewood.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh man. Honestly, I have a like a desire in my heart to make I want to call it unbiased Beham now. Or unbiased Birmingham, because I feel like Beham now would be like AL.com one day. It'll be another one that comes along one day and beats it out. But I want to do one where it's like fan voted best things in Birmingham. So you can upvote or downvote like Reddit, and literally just have like a list of every coffee shop in Birmingham, and then people will like upvote or downvote everything. So it's literally like the people's choice. No sponsorships, no ads. Best in Birmingham. And I feel like if that did exist, if I were to actually code that out and make that happen, what do you think? If everyone in Birmingham, in like, well, I'll just say this, and everyone in the coffee community in Birmingham voted.
Yeah.
Like everyone who goes to a coffee shop, any coffee shop, more than like 2 or more times a week, those types of people, what do you think's getting first place?
Oh, okay. So we're specifically talking about people who worked in coffee, like they're voting, or like all of Birmingham.
Anyone
nerds.
in Birmingham, or everyone in Birmingham that goes to a coffee shop to buy coffee 2 or more times a week. Votes.
Dude. For sure, either Henry's or Santos. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, then Beham now is doing the trick then.
Yeah.
I always get upset when I see like a Reddit post like, what are the best coffee shops in Birmingham?
Yeah.
And it's always just Santos.
Yeah.
The other O'Henry's. Santos.
I've never been to Santos, to be completely fair, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I've never really wanted to. I don't know why.
It's like a step above O'Henry's, but it's a small step above, in my opinion.
This is me not hating on any of them. I've actually gotten really good coffee from O'Henry's. It blew my mind. I was like,
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like they figured out their crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
They know what their crowd is, and they're definitely like sticking true to what they are, which I
like when Gracie and I lived on 34th Street in Highland Park. We lived on like Ruffton Park, the park that Rojo and O'Henry's is on.
Yeah.
And whenever we were there, I would walk down there. Like we would walk down there some afternoons just to grab. I really loved their apple cider in the fall. I'm not gonna lie,
really good.
But we would walk down there sometimes, and I would just to get out of the house and study. I would go sit there, just because it's like the like the Highland Park specifically is like such a vibe.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot that one existed. I kind of want to go.
Is it ever busy? Is it like?
No, dude. I mean, like their seats are full, but there's only 4 seats.
Yeah, there aren't very many seats in there.
But the outside seats, the fall time in Highland Park is kind of magical. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty crazy.
Good to know.
Yeah. Hey, well, Jimmy, thanks so much for being on.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Love you, man. Love June. Love it all. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Word of Mouth today.
Is this actually the outro?
This is the actual.
There's not a secret segment. Yeah. If you're curious, if you're sitting around and listening to this, this is gonna come out on a Friday, maybe in the morning, presumably. If you got a little thirst, if you're a little thirsty today, guess who's gonna quench that thirst? June Coffee. It's available in Birmingham.
It's right here.
Yeah, and
right there.
Right here. You could be in here drinking some nice coffee. Presumably, if they get the ingredients back in stock, you could be trying and making an opinion on this coffee soda as well.
Yeah.
Or you could be getting anything else. You also never said your worst drink in your opinion, but you could also be trying that, whatever that is.
Yeah, that could be the most polarizing drink right now. So
you could be a polarized person on this issue, picking your side today with the day that this podcast drops. Yep. All right, guys, thanks for listening.
All right, bye.
Cheerio, then.
See ya.